Hi, I'm Dan from Ozgel,
And I'm Dali Dog, or Ben or Dali as well.
and today we're having a chat with Dali Dog. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Ben. It's good to have you here. Now, your channel has absolutely exploded in popularity. You've gone from when I was last really watching you properly, few hundred subscribers, to almost 4,000 on YouTube. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and where you've come from.
Yeah, so I got started playing gel ball back in 2018, like pretty much right before it got like super big. So I was there, when we had 30, 60 people at Donnybrook. They're only running every second weekend, on every second Sunday. But yeah, I just got into making videos pretty early on. I think it was probably the second month that I had played. And yeah, I just got into making it just because I just thought, no one is really doing that in Australia at the moment. And I just really wanted to do it. Like, I was really just enjoying the sport. So I just thought it would be good for the community and everything like that.
So Ben, let's talk a little bit more about your background and where you come from. So I mean, you've created this channel that's exploded in popularity over the past year. So that's pretty impressive alone, considering that, this is all organic material too. You're not paying for anything to happen there. So do you want to just talk us through, like, where do you come from? What's your background and what are you currently doing now outside of gel ball?
Yeah. So I'm a uni student at the moment. I started my channel when I was in year 12, so my last year of school, and that was when it all started. And
wow.
Yeah, so that's why there was a really big break in videos at one point. That was because I was kind of finishing that stuff all up. But aside from that, because I think that's maybe a little bit like irrelevant, doesn't really affect the channel too much. The reason why I got into Speed QB and some of my influences and stuff and the way I play, I was like really into like playing video games like in a competitive sense, and stuff. I was really into Black Ops 2 when that first came out. I was playing the competitive mode in that, and then I got really into Counter-Strike, and kind of gel ball and Speed QB just kind of felt like a natural progression from that. I just thought it was kind of the same thing, but just more fun for me.
A lot more physical as well.
Yeah, the physical. I like the fact that you have control over everything. there's no internet or anything like that.
You don't have to worry about having a low ping or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just all in person. You have full control. You have a lot more, basically, just control over what's going on.
All right, now, Ben, we had a chat before this, and one of the things you told me is that you're currently studying a double degree.
Yeah.
So that's something that is just all-encompassing and just ridiculously time-consuming. I mean, you're creating all this amazing content. How do you get the time to edit all this stuff and get it out there while you're studying?
Well, sometimes I don't. That's why there are some quite lengthy breaks in my video schedule and stuff. But I don't know. It kind of depends. Sometimes there isn't too much going on, and I can spend a lot of time making videos and stuff. Sometimes there isn't. It's just about time, pretty much. It's about time management, which is something I'm still definitely working on. There's definitely been some times where I've just run out of time for lots of different stuff, but it's just, basically time management and just wanting to do it. Like, I have to admit, you kind of have to give up a lot of hobbies and stuff if you want to do stuff like this, especially if you're, trying to do it as much as you can.
Yeah.
So I've given up kind of a few things for Gel Blasters, which I think a lot of people didn't like. I generally don't really go out with friends anymore on weekends just because, if I go out, then that means I'll be tired the next day and I won't be able to go and play and stuff like that. So I think it's just about sacrifice and just pretty much just prioritizing what you really want to do. Like, if you really want to play Gel Ball, then you'll find time for it pretty much. But yeah, I stopped going out as much and also stopped playing video games as much as well, just to pretty much focus on Gel Ball. So
geez, that is like such a heavenly thing for parents out there to hear, because I'm pretty sure, if they've got a kid that's saying, hey, they've got this new hobby, they don't want to go out drinking, they don't want to play video games, but they want to go out and do this physical sport.
Yeah.
It's a pretty amazing thing to hear, and I think it's a real positive for people looking to get into the sport. So parents, get your kids into this. More importantly, Milsim or Speedsoft?
It actually changes a little bit every so often. Like, some days I'll be like, oh yeah, full Speedsoft every time, that's all I want to do. And then, some days I'll be like, I should buy a plate carrier and a helmet. And then
so you don't discriminate?
No, I like both game styles. And I think it's really important that, you play both styles, because You know, when you're playing for a long time, and if you're just doing the same thing over and over, it's just, you know, it's going to get boring eventually.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good to mix it up a little bit there. All right. Well, look, let's talk about this infamous Instagram photo. So it's the one where, for those at home that haven't seen it yet, we'll put it up on the screen now. Okay, so this photo, you got a comment from someone famous. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, it was pretty interesting. Just one day I woke up and I just had a bunch of like people sending me messages and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of funny. Like my first thought was, because my dad was like, "Oh, have you seen this?" My first thought was actually, "Oh, it must be just something to do with Novritsch or something like that." But yeah, it was just I'd been mistaken for Novritsch when I think he was probably looking for some photos of him with his M4 setups when he was like doing his first like SSR 15, I think it is, SSR 15. When he was like doing all that stuff, I think he was looking for photos of that, and he stumbled upon one of my photos and mistook it for himself. And yeah, then he just did like a kind of like mini shout out, I guess. He looked through my channel a little bit, kind of showed off some of the gel ball world and stuff like that. And I think that, yeah, ever since then, I think he's been a little bit more aware of it and stuff. And then obviously a little while ago when he did your interview, he did a much more in-depth one, looked at a bunch of different content creators, looked at some of our blasters inside of them and stuff like that. So
yeah, that was cool. So Christoph, if you're watching, hello. And also, if you haven't seen it already, guys, we do have a podcast with Novritsch, aka Christoph, or the other way around. And Christoph, we do talk about it in that podcast, and we do mention.
Yeah, it's a really good podcast.
Yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. But look, let's have a look at your setup. So we know that you're a regular player in the gel ball world. So let's have a look at what a regular player carries.
Yeah, so I've only got one set up here. I've got like my indoor kit at the moment because my stuff's just everywhere. Right. I'm in the midst.
Cool. All right, so Ben, let's have a look at your gear.
Yep. So we got a lot of stuff here. This is just like my indoor kit. I have like a bunch of different stuff. I wrote about Battle Belt for outdoors. I've got like the FCSK from Loadout Locker, but this is the stuff that I generally run indoors. Although I have been running the SpeedQB chest rig a little bit recently. Really love that.
It's the Nucleus.
Yeah.
Chest rig, is that right?
I've never actually really been a fan of chest rigs. I didn't mind plate carriers, but I didn't actually really like chest rigs until I used that one. I was like, this is pretty good. So I guess I'll just talk about the gear first. So we just got some SpeedQB belts here. Yeah, not really much to say, but they've just got this in the blue and then also the Tiger Red. And that's just because I got my two setups here. So the red one is my M4 setup. So I've got three M4 pouches there. Stuck to the thing a bit. Oh, we got a glove. Yeah, we got the Tiger Red. And I've got the mags all on the inside, like paintball style. So they all sit in there like that. And that's something I've kind of gotten into a little bit, is running them on my back a little bit more, like mags. I've found that works pretty well. And then, yeah, same for the ARP. It looks pretty plain, but there are some ARP mag pouches in there, which is where I put those mags. But I've been using this belt system for quite a while now, and I have to say it's actually probably one of my favorite battle belts so far, just because I think that SpeedQB gear for me, it's not just about it's not just for indoor gameplay. In my opinion, SpeedQB gear is gear that has just been made for the specific purpose of playing originally airsoft, but now gel ball. So you can get these in like black, woodland. You can get them in some more like Milsim colors, and you can also get these colorways. So I think that even if you're not a Speedsoft player, check out this stuff, because obviously it's got the Velcro, which you can rip off. So then, that way you can switch your loadouts. So I got these two here. So when I'm using my M4 or the ARP9 or a pistol, I can just swap between that really quickly.
And how much does a setup like that cost?
Well, when I got it, it was way cheaper, because, I don't know, when they came into the country, they were like cheap, and then it had like a price raise. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, when I originally did all this, I think it was like $150.
$150.
$150, yeah. Unfortunately, they don't sell just the color waves yet, so I'm not sure. It might be a little bit cheaper if you get it from the US. As like if you just get the color strips, because you don't have to buy the whole belt every time. But yeah, it's a little bit more on the expensive side, but because you can just flick between the two things all the time, I think that's pretty cool. And obviously you got the the colors there, so you can be all Gucci'd out with that. But
cool.
Just some of the other stuff where I talk about the blasters, we just got some Dye knee pads here. Good stuff. Really enjoy using them. Mine are real beat up.
Oh yeah, that's well used.
As you can see, yeah, you know, absolutely destroyed, mainly from Speedsoft Australia, all that, the basketball courts, scratch it up. But yeah,
cool.
and then we got the dye mask as well. I've really enjoyed wearing the dye mask now. Like, honestly, coming into like wearing all this Speed QB gear, it's kind of like wearing tracksuit pants, man. It's so comfortable, it's so chill, you know. And yeah, sometimes you can't be bothered putting on, you know, proper clothes, so you just wear your tracksuit pants out. So that's kind of like what this stuff is like. So yeah, the dye mask there, really good. If one of the things I think people don't really know is one of the best reasons about using this in CQB is the peripheral vision, because if you wear goggles, which I would recommend in indoor fields, because you know you're at a big risk of having a gel break and go under the glasses.
Want to protect your face.
In your eyes, yeah. You know, eyes are expensive. This has really good peripheral vision. I mean, most paintball masks do if you want to go a different route, but you know the dye mask is really great as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for all the gear. I just wear some mechanics gloves sometimes. Clothing always changes. Sometimes I wear some combat pants or
Nice.
you know,
And what kind of blaster are you running?
regular clothes. Yeah, I was going to talk about that now. So this is like my like just kind of like pickup game blaster here. We got the just a Gen 9, got a 5-inch SLR on it, SLR nylon handguard. I've got a muzzle like thing to put on it, but I don't have it at the moment, so it looks kind of weird. But yeah, I just got a hand stop RMR on a Scalaworks mount and the highly sought after M4 stubby stock. You know, but yeah, not really much to say about this. Pretty chill on the mods. It's just nylon gears, 1.2 spring, green O-ring.
And loads of function by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's pretty much just all for function. This is all just like indoor stuff. For outdoor, I have a bunch of other blasters and stuff, you know, some longer ones, more like milsim-ish ones, but this is pretty chill. It's just for when I want to relax, pretty much. It's easy to use, full auto, super nice, but my favorite blaster at the moment is definitely this ARP9. And yeah, so it's my ARP.
Bit of a drop stock on there as well.
Yeah, so that's kind of why it's my favorite blaster at the moment. XYL ARP9. Before I talk about the drop stock, yeah, don't really have much going on. I was trying RMR on it, but I don't really like it. I think I'm just going to run and just look down the rail. And then I've also got a Ace Tech tracer unit on there. And that's pretty much it. Aside from that, it's fully stock. But yeah, we do have the drop stock on there. This is a new thing. I got this from Tap Airsoft, so just got one of their adapters, but I'm going to try one from a dude in Australia. So if that's good, I'll let everyone know, and you can get it from there, and it'll be way cheaper and way quicker as well. But the reason why you run a drop stock is just so that you can get really like well behind your like iron sight or your rail or whatever, basically so you can see what's going on. When you're using a paintball mask, it's kind of hard to get that cheek weld. So having a drop stock really helps in just, getting really far behind it. So you can see, you can get really,
nice.
really close. So yeah, I really have been enjoying running a drop stock. Yeah, it's been
cool.
It's been great.
All right. Well, tell us what your most memorable experience from Gel Wall is so far.
There's a lot of them.
What would you say is the one that it's the top of the list?
Yeah, the top of the list, probably the most fun I ever had, and like the kind of like craziest thing I ever did was I played with a friend at a group of friends at Mango Hill all day, and then we found out that Urban Gel Ball was running their first public session the day after. So we were like, let's go, we should go to it. So we played all day at Mango Hill, and then we got home to his house, and we were working on his tracer unit and stuff and getting that fitted, because I did it in this really jank way. So we put it all apart. We ended up going to bed at, I think, like 4 o'clock in the morning. And then we woke up at 6 to go and drive to the field. And then we went to Urban Gel Ball, and we played literally all day. So I think I played for 12 hours that day. So on top of the Mango Hill, which was, like 4.5, I think.
So it was a pretty packed weekend.
I pretty much played like 18 hours of Gel Ball straight. I had a 3-hour break for sleeping.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
All right. And your thoughts on AEG versus HPA?
I think it's a bit of a surprising answer, but I'm still actually for AEG, for Speed QB specifically. And that's just because I think at the moment, from what I've seen, I still think AEGs perform a little bit better. Accuracy wise, there are a lot of pluses to HPA, not heating up your grip all the time, and you can shoot really fast. It's really smooth and it's really light. But at the moment, I just don't think you can really beat the AG, because when you use HPA, you have to wear a backpack, which isn't really that big of a deal. But it's like when you want to make sure that every single hit, you feel it. Like not only do you hear it, but you also feel it. Like when you want to be 100% spot on your calling, you know, you want as much as your body to be open as possible. So that's why I've swapped now to just using the Nucleus chest rig on my back, like a paintball pack, because it just opens up the most space. But I think HPA is really cool, and I still want to get one, don't get me wrong. But for me personally, I'll be using it in pickup games, just basically so I'm not destroying you know, really expensive AGs and stuff, because running them on semi for a long period of time, you know, it does put a lot of stress.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, what's in store for the future of your channel?
Just more videos, hopefully.
So you're sticking to that same style of gameplay footage? Or?
Pretty much. I think that I still want to keep making the outdoor videos, you know, with the commentary. I think that a lot of people really enjoy that. But yeah, there are some things that I would like to do in the future. Like I really want to film like kind of like a skateboard, like skate/surf movie for Speed QB. I think that would be a really cool style. I really like that style of like movie and stuff, and I think that would be really cool for Speed QB. I think that would be a really cool way of like making a video that I think maybe some other people can get into because of the style of it and stuff like that. But
so something a little bit more Speedsoft related sort of thing. Yeah,
most of the like innovation, or like, you know, most of like my artistic ability is mainly going into the Speed QB videos, because I think the way that gameplay videos are at the moment, I think that people like them the way they are. They don't really want them to change too much. So I'll be leaving those alone, but I do want to experiment a little bit more with some of the Speedsoft videos that I make in the
fair
future.
Enough. Cool. Well, do you have any advice for anyone getting into gel ball?
I'd just say save your money for as long as possible, because spending money at the start can be kind of risky, just because you might buy good stuff. Like you could buy a $600 plate carrier and you're like, oh, this plate carrier is awesome. Like it's a great plate carrier, but then you play for 3 months and you're like, wait, I actually don't like plate carriers. So the gear you have is good, because a lot of people come into the sport and they're like, oh, you know, make sure when you buy stuff, buy good stuff, buy good quality stuff, and it'll last you a long time, which I think is true. But, you know, buying good quality stuff that you want to use as well is really important. And also, making sure that you try a lot of different stuff, you know, find out what works for you, because sometimes really expensive stuff is bad, but sometimes really cheap stuff is great. But then, you know, obviously sometimes it's the other way around. So it's just about experience, and that's really it. You just got to try a lot of different stuff, keep it fresh, you know, and just play a lot of different kinds of game modes. Because
so that's sound advice, because I think a lot of people, you know, they give a lot of lip service to the cheap Chinese sort of gear, and I think it's actually a really good way to figure out what type of gear you like to wear. Are you a belt person? Are you a chest rig person? A plate carrier person? You know, so I think it's good if you can test it out with the cheaper stuff, and then once you figure out what it is you like, that's when you drop the money on the big stuff.
But make sure you try all of it. Don't try one thing and be like, well, it works. You know, you don't want something that works. You want something that's perfect for you.
Hang on, I like it. All right, well, look, Dally Dog, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for
having me. Can you please that's our pleasure, mate. And can you please let everyone at home know how they can follow you?
Yeah, so we just got the YouTube channel, just Dally Dog on YouTube. And then also my Instagram, which is just dallydog.gel.ball. Those are my two main places that you can find me. But you can also find me on Facebook under the same name, Dally Dog Gel Ball as well.
And Dally Dog, it's DALI Dog,
D-O-G,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome. All right. And guys, as always, I'm Dan from Ozgel. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube under Ozgel, Instagram at OzgelAmmo. We're also on TikTok, and also our website, www.ozgel.com.au. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.
Cheers.